It says excellent condition here. Everything looks stable. I can never tell anymore. Oh, right. Space engineers, yay. Okay, so turn the light off there. Been gathering up our resources a little bit. And I'm trying to decide if I want to break this thing down yet. Because it's got like maybe, I don't know, it says 8 hours, so about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of flight time on it. I guess the question becomes, do I need to break it down right this second, or can we wait? Because I mean, we're going to build a new vehicle. And I could use the components for other things. So you have 3 medical components. So yeah, if we take you apart, I can actually build my med station. Bancraft, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Got a bit of a late start today, so it's all good. And yes, woohoo, ship day. So I'm trying to decide if I want to break the existing little thing down, because like I said, you know, I've got about 10 minutes of flight time on it still. You know what? Let's go over here really quick. Modify it. Well, I would, but it's the spawn craft, so it will despawn eventually. I have to... Oh man, that's got the thruster on it. I need to be careful. Can I get in there and hit the button before the thruster kicks in? That's the question. Gotcha. Hey Zach, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so the let's get you out of there. Thank you. And what do you have for us? Not a whole lot. I mean, I can't knock it. It's more than I had, right? Feed the grinder? Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to grind it down. We'll do this. Let's get this thing broken down. Let's cut this beast in half or so. Get some of this stuff off here, just so that before the grinder food vanishes. Yep, exactly. If the grinder could speak, it would say feed me. Now hey, there's a mod right there, right? Let's put audio mod in. So when you use the grinder, instead of getting grinding audio, you get oh, what was the plant's name from Little Shop of Horrors? I can never remember her name, or his name. But get an audio clip of the plant saying "Feed me, Seymour." Oh, that would actually be pretty funny. So let's drop off all of this stuff. We can put herbs in here. We'll put the energy drinks over here, or the power. Those are energy, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then for the folks who were playing along at home, I had somebody in the comments for Monday's video was talking about the cooking station, and that's how, you know, it'd be cool if you could use it to cook. The mod actually has a modded kitchen. It looks exactly like the regular kitchen block, but it has an inventory space on it. As you can see, you've got the little activators here. It helps if I am actually targeting one. And you have all of this stuff, right? So it has an inventory, but it does actually have a production tab. And these are all the things that you can make Now, the only thing with this kitchen mod that I don't like, or with this block in the mod that I don't like, is that it's not hooked into the network. There's no way to hook it in for supplies. That'd be the only thing that I really would want for it at this point. If they can put Randy Savage on Dragons in Skyrim, you can put the plant on the grinder. Yeah, it would just be modifying the grinder asset file. So, but that would be funny. But anyway, so yeah, you can make all of these different things. In order to make things like the burger, you have to make bread. The soup requires a little bit of everything, which we now have a cabbage. I was able to recover. Actually, did I grow that yet? Yes, I did. Okay. So we actually have cabbages now, and we're going to move. Let's put 6 of them back, and we'll grab the other 30 and put them in here, and that way we have a little bit of everything. Probably need to make a little bit more bread. Let's make 2 more bread, 2 more production runs of bread, and then that also will allow us to make a soup, and I will leave that in there for now. Yep, stovetop, the oven, trash disposal on the right. Yep, everything has an inventory on it now, so, which I absolutely love, because of the fact that you can actually put stuff in here. And as you can see, I've been making a little bit of food, and each of these have different values for your fill timers. So the more complex the food, the more of a fill timer you get, which is nice. It adds up. Okay, so come here. Thank you. There we go. So let's go in here really quick, show you what we did for the greenhouse, because this is actually all airtight now. So when we left on Monday, this was still being put together and welded up and everything. Now I am actually putting a survival kit in here, and that's why I was saying I think we're going to go ahead and take this apart, because this will give us the permanent survival kit. So we're just going to go ahead and run in here, which gives us our fixed respawn point, which is important. Get this welded up. There you go. We now have a fixed survival point. And do we have control panel? I don't think okay, yes. We'll call this the Ice Lake spawner. And then that way when spam call, awesome. That way if I do need to respawn, we'll know it at a glance. Right, so let's get in here. This little ship has served us well, but it's time to say goodbye to the spawn ship, because it'll disappear eventually anyway. So yes, now that we actually have a spawn point, this thing has become no longer necessary, unfortunately. I mean, it's a nice little ship, don't get me wrong. I actually do like this ship design. And I mean, we could just grind down most of the ship. Like, I think it's... If you grind down most of the basic stuff, I think you can actually salvage this. You might also be able to put a merge block on it and get it to merge into the grid, into a permanent grid. I don't know if they fixed that or not. That's kind of an exploit. All this stuff down really quick. Really quick being relative here. You actually still have ice in you, right? Yes. Okay. Let's get that out. And we're basically going to end up using pretty much all of this stuff, like all the parts we're breaking out of here, in the new ship. I mean, we could actually even rebuild this thing and just make it a normal ship, but I think I want something that's got a little bit more cargo capacity on it so we can start doing a little bit of cargo. Now, one of the things that I would like to do with this particular playthrough is to focus a little bit more on the economic aspect of the game. So instead of basically mining everything that we need, going through and basically trading, you know, let's use the traders more. It's been a while since I've done that, so I think it would be kind of cool to do something where we don't need to necessarily be stuck in base doing lots of mining. Because I mean, there are a lot of AI ships. We actually had one crash over there. Well, I shouldn't say crash. It got shot down by one of the SEMS guys, because, you know, SEMS being SEMS, they attack everything. I mean, they are seriously aggressive acquisition teams. Grab all this stuff out of here. I mean, I'm not overly worried about these small blocks because they are just a single steel plate. But, you know, hey, so let's grab the major stuff, right? I should probably check to make sure that was empty before I started grinding it. That's a side down. Alright. And like I said, the battery only had maybe 10 minutes of flight time left in it, I think, when I checked it last. Unfortunately, I don't have any mods installed that will allow me to get the components back, the power cells. So we'll only get scrap for those. Which is kind of frustrating because of the material that goes into them is actually much more valuable than the scrap you get out of it. And that's down. There we go. Alright, so the idea for the ship. I don't have, as per normal, I don't actually have a design that I'm looking at right now. But I do have a design concept that I'm thinking of. I want something that's got a little bit of cargo, more than a couple of small cargo, so we're going to probably do a medium cargo block. Maybe even two. Break some of this down. We want it to be... It's going to have an ore detector on it. I don't know if we're going to put drills on it. But I do want to have it set up so that if we decide to put the build and repair, nanobot build and repair mod in, we can hook Bob up to it. Hey Jonathan, how you doing? Yeah, good afternoon to New Zealand. I'd make Hobbit jokes about it, but everybody I've ever talked to, ever since the Lord of the Rings movie came out, have said that they are so over all of the Hobbit jokes. It is a beautiful country, though. Am I going to do a thruster pod? I don't know if I'm going to do thruster pods or if I'm going to do... I might just do mounted thrusters. I mean, I could do nacelles. It wouldn't be a bad thing. It's just how much am I willing to spend on it, time-wise. Okay, I think that's most of it. Like I said, I think I need to get these down to under 12 blocks in a small grid for the trash cleanup to pick them up. So I'm just trying to break this down a little bit. I figured, I'm here, you know. I don't want to spend too much time on it there because they are just single plates. Alright, so we can get rid of that for now. Get some power going. Now, eventually this base will expand. I think I talked about that a little bit before. What we're going to do is we're trying to scale up as things grow. So we had to bring food production online pretty fast because we just needed to be able to produce food to keep us alive. Because we are using the Eat, Sleep, Drink, Repeat mod. So that's why we have the greenhouse area set up. We have our habitation area set up so we have a place to just kind of relax. Yeah, they can be. Thruster pods can actually be really good. The one thing that I don't like about them in Space Engineers, like over, say, another game like Empyrean, where there is thruster damage, but it's kind of mitigated. In Space Engineers, it's not, which is a good thing. It makes things much more realistic. But it makes designs where you're doing internal thrusters a lot more annoying because you basically have to build... You either have to build things so that they are recessed behind the structure, or you have to give them a ridiculous amount of room on the interior. And like I said, I'm fine either way, but that means the build tends to get a little bit bigger. But, you know, with me, my builds always scale up anyway, so I guess it really doesn't matter at the end of the day as far as that's concerned. Let's see here. What do we got for plates? Alright, so let's move all of you over. Making some components earlier. I actually picked up some silver as well, but because we have the basic refinery, where'd it go? Somewhere in here. Yeah, there we go. But because we have basic refinery, we can't process it yet. So what I'll do is the next expansion for the base is probably going to be our fabrication stuff. And then for that, I don't know if I want to run it off that way so that it's heading like off to the south, off to the north, or maybe off to the west. I mean, I could do off to the east. We've got a lot of room over there. I mean, there is a ridiculous amount of space out here. So I could put it out here. The problem that we run into is that I don't have any connections over here yet. So I'd have to put in a conveyor network that ties back into the rest of the grid, which is easier to do on this side than it is over on that other side. Because I'm kind of liking the idea of having the production facility over here, and then we would run. Do I not have any plates? I thought I picked up plates. Let's try that again. I know I was moving stuff around. We'll pick up 1,000 plates just because we can. Always go bigger, Sam. Yep, pretty much. So what I'm thinking is maybe have a conveyor set that comes out here. These would actually be conveyor tubes of some kind, maybe the pipes. Tied into the station. This tied into a base over here somewhere. And then we have... what is that one to? Maybe 1, 2. So you'd end up with 3, upwards of 3 refineries, and we would start here and just add them in as we needed them, or we could even do the industrial refineries, which I like those. Let's blow those up really quick. See, I like the industrial refinery, right? It's still a 2x2 grid. The one thing I don't like about it is you have a connector there, you have a connector there, and that's pretty much it. And a connector on the top. Where the regular refinery, we have a connector on the top, bottom, and then the 2 on the sides. Now, I do like the fact that these are all pretty much in line with each other, so that makes it a little bit easier to plan around. I just don't know if I would go default setting with these for the stairs. Run 6 and so wait, yeah. So what I ended up doing, what I usually do on like the really big creative builds, well, they're survival mode builds, but when I'm doing giant builds, I end up with usually one for each resource type, each item that I want to process. And then I have like 3 of that. So if I'm running gold, I'll have 3 of them for gold, 3 of them for silver, nickel, cobalt, etc. Specifically to avoid that whole having to wait for things. It sounds like I've got wolves coming in. Point defense, one of the best things I've ever added to the base. Okay. The only one left should be over here somewhere. It looks like that's him. No, that's just a... Oh, hello. Let's get out of the way of that thing. Alright, well, hey. Base wants to chase him away. That's a lot of refiners. Yeah, it adds up. I have one asteroid build that I did a couple of years back where I think I ended up with like 40 refineries or something like that. It was rather intense. And then the whole thing was set up with the conveyor sorters so that basically only one resource could go through any one line, and then had it all like down channel from it. It actually was running back in, so that basically I had an assembler line that was set up roughly the same way, where each assembler was running specific components, and then had a quota system built in that was doing all of the management for me. Yeah, I tend not to do those giant types of resource builds anymore, simply because of the fact that they take a ridiculous amount of time to set up. They're really cool, don't get me wrong, but they're, ever since the PCU limit got implemented, it causes problems. All right, so let's get on to what we're actually here for. Let's go light armor block. I need a landing gear so we can get this build running here. And what do we have for seats? You know what, let's... Thank you, Spacebar, for the amazing mod. Right. Kind of want to take a look at this thing. That's kind of cool. Alright, you know what? Let's get you out and put the actual one in. This is for the little rover. If you ever want to build just a little utility vehicle, like a little golf cart, use this cockpit. It's absolutely hilarious. How much RAM would it use on the server? I actually, that particular build, I couldn't put it on multiplayer at the time, because multiplayer was so unstable that with that system, it was crashing most servers unless you had, I want to say like 16 gigs of RAM on it. And I mean, you're talking 16 dedicated gigs of RAM on that. Ball turret hinge, got the ball turret. Round cockpits, right and left, dorsal cockpit. This thing is absolutely hilarious. I love this. The ship's wheel. Such a great addition. No, I don't want... I want small stuff. There we go. Open cockpit, which could be cool. Enclosed cockpit, always a good one. This one's the rover. Yeah, the 3x3. I mean, Spacebar does some great stuff. I mean, seriously. Got the chopper seat. Got the regular motorcycle seat. Round cockpit. So, Adredin actually built something with this. And then that's the heavy cockpit. Yeah. Let's see here. Heavy fighter. I actually like that cockpit, but I'm not going to use it for this build. That's the stealth one. Don't want to use that. This is the Modular Rover set. Rover control. Maybe use that. That could be interesting. Exploration rover. So this one, you can use this with the center one. This one, and then there's so this one's an open back version, and then they have the inverse of it. So you can actually mix and match some of these to build some pretty complex cockpit systems. And then there's the single seat, which I may use that one. What do you think? Should we go for? Because if we use the modular one, this build could get rather large very quickly. Like I said, wouldn't be the first time. So I think we're going to go with the exploration cockpit. All right. So first off, we want. I'm actually going to put the landing gear right there. Give us plenty of room to build. All right. Get these up. 3, 4, 5. Is that 5? 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 6 just because we can. Now the question is are we going to do a rover or are we going to do a flyer? 8 core, 3.4 gig, 32 gig RAM, hardwired network, 1 gig. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, so I haven't run it. I'd have to reload that save. I actually have to find that save. And I'd have to rerun it under the current network configs that they've got for Space Engineers. With all of the efficiencies that have been added, it probably would work much better than it used to. But yeah, like I said, it used to crash some of the low end servers that you could get. So if we go, let's just bring. That should be 8, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gonna be 8, 9, 10, 12. Always gives us enough area to work with. Okay, so something about that long, maybe? Should be okay. So if we then, let's get rid of you. If we go bring you in, can I get away with that? No, you're going to make me mount that. Okay. So let's go. I'm kind of thinking I want a large thruster in the middle. Actually, we're not building this with drills, so that becomes less of an issue. If we go, so what we're talking about is having something like that. That we can mount there. I could run. Oh, let's see here. Let's take a look at our cargo. So if we go, that's a large cargo. If we go medium cargo, small connectors on the side, large connectors on the front and back. we could say something like any interior plates. I'm sitting there like, why isn't it letting me build interior plates? Alright. Interior plates. There we go. So if we do, let's see, those are 3x3, correct? Yeah, so those are 3x3. So if we bring that over 6, it'll have to be too wide in order to, which, I mean, if we're gonna do this anyway, we can go like so, flip that forward, and then we go bring this out. Right. And then we run, you know what we can do? We could do a pipe junction in here. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting pipes are large grid only. I keep forgetting about that. I keep wanting them to be small grid. Oh, wait. I need the small conveyor one. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that gives us that. Gives us lift. We can then do mechanical around on either side. Been thinking about that for chunk loading. That could be interesting, actually. Wolf is down. Really? Really? Space engineers. And I actually have the turrets configured, so they're not supposed to do that. Well, at least they didn't shoot the landing gear out. See? Clang strikes again. Let's go. Blast doors. Borden, how you doing? Yeah, Pancraft, exactly. Rip. You know what? Just to keep you from raising my blood pressure, here we go. I'll shoot him myself. All right. Guess I should go collect the meat, considering, you know, they did destroy everything in the process. There you go. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Which is okay. 2, 3, 4. We'll go back up to 6 again, just because. Round 2. I wasn't happy with that design anyway, so. I might do. Let's just bring this out to the edge of the pad here. And what I'm thinking, yeah, I know. I just was lazy trying to get some basic defenses up. I didn't want to build a huge network that if I didn't need to. Alright, so if we look at this, let's build it from the front back. Okay, so if we go construction combine, yep, it's gonna be one of those damn days. Oh, all right. Grab a bunch of those. Actually, you know what? Just drop the meat off in there for now. Okay, so if we go, say that, let's go to. Actually, I think maybe put the thinking about maybe putting a connector there. And grab you out of there for a second. So in the middle, we'd be able to do that. We could put it, basically put an O2 on the back of this. So that'd be O2. I do think we're going to make this a flyer. So then if we go cargo, I'm gonna grab medium cargo, we'll flip that like so. 2 cargo. I mean, I might even do 3 cargo. How about 3 medium cargo? More. Oh. And then if we're going to do that, we'll do... Nope, wrong one. Let's try that again. Oh, no, that's right. Just it was on the wrong selection. Okay. Conveyor junction. Yeah, so if we do that, let's put the junction in after the 2. Is that centered? Yes, okay, that's centered. And then we'll do 2 more cargo, I think. So it gives us 4 cargo. We can put our connector here on the down face. And then for our flight systems, let's start. Do I want those or do I want the regular atmospheric? I think we want those. I like the sci-fi ones. Do I want to have this out away from the ship? I might want to have this out away, like say 2 blocks. Mainly this gives us a little bit of clearance on either side, so we don't have to worry about potentially destroying this whatever we're trying to land on. Alright. And then this will also allow us to have a couple of aft-facing thrusters. See, the power system on this thing is going to be a beast. Which, maybe we'll just do two medium. Yeah, let's do two medium cargo. And then we'll do a battery stack here. So is a 1, 2, 4 batteries? Yeah, it should be good. And then like so, right? Let's check to make sure. Let's see how that's looking. Do I want the? I think I want the thruster back. All right. Yeah. No hurt the landing pads. Yep, exactly. Hey man, you gotta take care of the stuff, right? Okay, so that gives us vertical, horizontal motion. We're going to need a couple of retro thrusters on this, which I may go, don't just want to go small thrusters for those. You know what, let's grab some food really quick. Oh, water, rather. Alright. So, grab one of those. Let's, we'll grab one of those. And so yeah, you get like 15 water out of that, or 50 water out of the fruit juice, so not too bad. Right, so let's. So what I'm trying to decide here is, do I want to go lateral mounted thrusters here, or do I want to do dorsal thruster on top? I do like the idea of having just one large thruster, basically like, you will stop. But if we do this, 2, 3, 4, so I'd have to go there, yes? How much room does that give? I can move it forward one block. So if we go there, let's see. Yeah, that could work. I mean, realistically, I could actually move the cockpit up to the top of this. But I like having it on the front. I want to leave it on the front. The question is do we want to have it set where the aft thrusters are actually closer together than the forward thrusters? Maybe. Yeah, we'll do it that way. I mean, I could always space them out and keep it equal too. Yeah. Be there. You're going to be there, and then that means we just need to deal with lateral thrusters. Lateral thrusters are kind of easy to deal with because you can basically throw them anywhere that isn't directly in the path of a different thruster. Hey, Trouble, how you doing? Okay. I mean, that's the basic ship right there. And it's just getting all of the parts welded up. Oh, everything else is just basically rebuilding it. We'd have to. I do want to have an ore detector on it, and I want to. Where am I going to put the gyro? I'm thinking ore detector on the back of one side of the cockpit and antenna on the other. So we end up with. Let's get you out of there. So say something like that. And then on the other side, something like that. And the mass of those two should mostly balance out. Hey, how you doing? No, Bob. That's right now. That's true. This ridge line I have in here is going to come out, and basically I've got it set up so that there's a large connector here. So if I want to put a bulb on it later, I'll be able to drop bulb on top. And then I can put a another connector on top of that if we really want to. So I did leave room for bob expansion. For bobbage. So we could actually put a bulb on the bottom and on the top. But I think that should work. We've got 6 large thrusters, 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries at full charge. That's going to be, I want to say, roughly 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes of operation, unsupplemented. And then when the ridge line comes out, we can actually do 2 rows of solar panels on top. Actually, you can probably do more than 2 rows. Basically, we'll end up with something like this. So there. No, okay, I have to do this really quick. I always hate this about the solar panels. This is one of the things that it's like one of the inconsistencies of space engineers. Is just, I love this game, but man, some of the design choices. Because see, it's bound on that side. Yeah, just never understood it. But is what it is. We'll make it work. Okay, so we have that. And then we could even, what I'm thinking is just basically do something similar on the other side. So let's have to make sure that it's gonna fit in that space. Where are you running into? Okay, I need you to come forward. So at that point, let's turn off the auto rotate. So it's got to come forward 3 blocks. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it'd be something like that. Actually, you know what? Don't want that. Of course, having done that, I don't actually need to do that. At least not on this side. We'll have it set up like that. Alright. And over here, this thing's going to be a beast to weld up. And then here's where we're going to need to go. So
fuel low.
Oh.
Fuel critical.
Let's refill our tank there really quick. Come on. There it goes. Alright, so that's where it needs to be. That is not the one I wanted. So we end up with something a little like that. So that comes out. And we can fill in, you know, we can fill in components and stuff behind here. Right. Yeah, so we'll do the connector on the bottom. Come here, you. Oops. Man, my aim is horrible. Is my aim really that bad? Ooh. Okay. I didn't think my aim was that bad today. Okay, good to know, I guess. Let's dial this in so I can actually see where everybody is. Let's go grab the meat. It's always nice that they have, you know, icebox delivery services for our space engineers. Your delivery mission was successful. Thank you. All right. Grab this really quick. And then for those who are wondering, no, I do not have spiders turned on. I've had too many people tell me that they have phobia, so I would rather them. We'll avoid that for most people, and I'm not going to lie, spiders creep me out too. Alright, so you come up here because you're actually used for other things. And we'll drop that off. What are we doing for food and water? Okay. For the most part, we're okay. Come in here really quick just to top stuff off. So, for those who don't know, the wolves used to be cyberhounds. And the cyberhounds went through many, many iterations. They were kind of just the initial. They needed something in the game for players to fight against, other than just the regular AI. When the Mark I version of the cyberhounds were introduced, they used to explode. They had the explosive capacity. I want to say, I don't know if it was a missile or the small warhead, but they would take out like base defenses, and they would just basically spawn and run to whatever the point was that they were targeting when they spawned. And if anything got between them and that target, they would detonate. So obviously, a lot of players complained. There was a lot of people who did not like that. And eventually Keen said, fine, we'll change it. They did. They took the exploding factor out. And then, I don't remember if spiders got added at the same time. I think spiders were a later addition. It's been years at this point. But they added spiders because what happened is that when you deform the terrain, if you destroy voxels, the spiders were targeting the voxel deformation areas. So what they would do is they were basically using that as a way to target player bases and structures, because you tend to mine the areas where your base are. The problem is that spiders don't have collision until they're fully spawned in the world. So they would get stuck in the walls. all this comes back to is I don't think it was so much an afterthought. I just don't think that they were well defined in the scope and expectation of behavior. My experience with it is that that's probably the closest to what actually is going on. I mean, it's very possible they were just a pain. Yeah. Exploding Cyberhounds were actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, they were fun in a different way. They were fun in the way that Dwarf Fortress is fun. Let's see here. Where are we gonna throw a gyro? We need a gyro, and I think gyro is like the only thing we need. Gyro and lateral thrusters. Okay, so for here, let's get rid of you. We're going to go back to all blocks. We're going to grab this because I think I'm going to grab the half plates. We're going to bridge this for now. And like I said, we can always take some of this out later if we need to. This is just to attach the solar panels a little bit better. And what I'll probably do is change the texture on the ones that are on the center line here. Hell, you know what? Let's do this. But Merrick and the team for Keen, they're very passionate about what they're doing in the game, with the game in general. But like I said, some of the stuff often comes off as, I don't want to say incomplete, but just definitely not spec'd right. It's like you kind of expect certain things to be true in game design, and it often comes off as that what they chose to do is not necessarily what you would expect from a design perspective. But not that that's a bad thing or anything. It's just it's the managing expectations, and I think that Keen used to have an issue with that. The team that they have now are just absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so that's all of that. So now it's just the lateral thrusters at this point. Okay, so where do we want to do laterals at? I'm thinking vertical stack. And I may do vertical stack here, actually. So what I'm thinking here is something like that. And then you would be there. And we're going to do the same on this side, which is going to put us there. And that keeps them mostly hidden, still somewhat protected, and I'll probably end up building some kind of wrap around them to hold them into place. But they will work for what we need for right now. Now, if I remember correctly, there should be a small conveyor connection right here. And for that, since we were able to liberate some uranium, we'll put those right there. And then that way we have a little jump starter reactor. Alright, still need the gyro. Yes, I need to put a gyro in. I might put 2 gyros in and then tweak them down to half power. Might not be a bad idea, actually. So let's go here. Let's do that. One there. And then I think that is most of the ship design at this point. So we need a landing gear. I'm thinking for the landing gear, that'll give us a reason to tie this stuff in. So if we go from there right to there, you're going to be there. You'd be there, and then that comes back into something like that. And then, okay, so I actually need get you out, get you in. And what I'm thinking is for the landing gear, we'll have something like this. Right. There we go. And then you guys are going to be how do I want to do that? You are that block, so I should be able to get away with something like that, maybe. That should work. And then to tie this through, we'll actually do the half ramps here. That's going to come all the way up. We'll leave that. Yeah, we'll do one there. We'll bring that out. Okay. I think that's the ship, actually. We have lateral, we have forward, we have retro, we have lift, we've got cargo, we've got gyros. We've got our antenna, we've got our ore detector, we've got power systems, all sorts of power systems, connector. I may bring that landing gear down one block. But, nah, that should be fine, that should be fine. Okay. Now we just have to weld this beast up. Okay, so let's go throw all of what whatever we've got, we're going to go throw in the cargo. And alright, so let's start loading stuff up. Metal grids are what we're missing. Basically, I'm just trying to get enough stuff out of my inventory that I can ensure that it's because we don't actually have the parts, not because I can't carry them. Alright, so we're gonna queue up the rest of those. And there we go. So it's grids and motors that are going to need to be produced, which means we're going to need a bunch of that for that too. Okay, you guys We're gonna go there. There. Those. Conveyor junction. Connector. Put the bulletproof glass into production. And so now we're just weld some of this up. Did I put that in upside down? I put that cockpit in upside down, didn't I? Yep, I sure did. Nothing to see here, folks. Oh, you ever had one of those days? I mean, seriously. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. So it goes that way. There we go. Come on, you have to admit, the roll cage looks like it should be on the bottom, right? Have to go. Hey, Pain. Lost in the frame. Yeah, that, I try not to. This is why I try not to do too much, like, of the weird building on camera, just because I've done this enough that I can see the framework. I can see through the framework at the design I'm looking for. And I know some people get lost on that, so I do apologize for those who are maybe having that issue. Right. And there. Now, I don't know if I have the reactor components. I may not have those. I salvaged a couple of reactors, but I don't remember if I grabbed... How many did I get? I got one reactor component out of all of those things. Like I said, one of the ships crashed, and I need 3, so... It had a bunch of reactors on it, but before I could get over there to strip them, the SEMS guys came through and just obliterated that ship. So, oh, you are there. We're going to have to weld this up. And are you mostly? Okay. Can't withdraw the bulletproof glass, but what are you building? That's what you're building here. You have a bunch of stuff. Okay, so you're making motors. Oh, it's because I took the... Alright. Yeah, I'm being silly. Okay, let's see here. Get this welded up. Make creative ships and then survival blueprint. Yeah, that is definitely a way to do it, and it's not a bad way to do it. I just, for some reason, I've always enjoyed doing things like this, the more difficult way. It's a little sadistic, but yeah, you know. I need metal grids on motors. Are you still producing motors? Right. Okay, so you're still producing motors, but you're not producing metal grids. Why are you not producing metal grids? Okay, so let's clear this, and we'll do this. And we'll have him re-add them to everything. Hopefully this is, you're able to see more of what we were talking about with the ship now. What do you need? You only need glass, but you're functional, so I don't care. Okay.
No fuel
No fuel. Awesome. Alright, so we do have a little bit of a ship here. And then the nice thing about this is that we should have enough lift potential on this that I can actually armor the ship up. We'll be able to put some armor on this thing to make it a little bit better protected. I do want to put the combat rebalance mod in. There's a couple of them that like completely rework the armor system as well as the weapons rate of fire, like time to kill, stuff like that. And so I'd like to get that kind of stuff involved in the game as well. I know Keen's working on the version. They actually have a version of the combat revamp, and they've talked about it a couple of times. I actually think they showed some of it. Okay. I mean, I'm going to use those anyway at some point, but don't need them right this second. There we go. Okay, so that's all of our thrusters. Now, reactor, let's go. Let's grab the ore detector, the antenna, because I know I have components for those. We have we should have components for the landing gear. Reactor we don't have, and then maybe the battery. Ah! Right. Because the only thing we should still have there is the battery. Yeah, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 80 power cells queued up in there now. Yep. Look at that. Awesome. Okay. I may need to queue up some of the other stuff too, but those are the things that are going to be most annoying to take care of. Oh, and the gyro. I need to add the gyro in there. Landing gear. Nice. Good luck. Keen. I know Keen's always looking for new people. That team would be an amazing team to work with, honestly. It's one of those, like, if I could relocate, I would definitely consider it. Yeah, the inventory manager is awesome. I like pretty much all of the scripts that it makes. The solar panel script is something that I use on pretty much every playthrough. Come here, you. All right. That's not working. All right, so at least the pistol does work. So I'm not going absolutely crazy, right? I mean, he was up in my face. I had him square in that whole aiming reticle, and he just did not take any damage. Right. I think when I was talking to them before, they were remote, but only if you were in Europe. You had to be in Europe. I may be wrong about that, but But I don't. It's like the stuff I do, game design and development wise, is nothing that they're hiring for. So, unfortunately, let's go get some power really quick. And at some point, I will make a actual like dorm room in here. Never go hungry. That's true. Alright. There we go. Okay, so we have... Are you... Let's load it. I've got parts for something. Oh, gyro. Did I pick up parts for gyro? Where did I put the gyro? I remember. One gyro. And I don't think I have the parts for the other one. I think I... Oh, Enlightened showed up. Where are you guys at? Enlightened Shipbuilders. If you're playing with the factions enabled and you ever see those guys, those guys are the ones who make like the advanced combat ships. I mean, they make some brutal ships for the stuff that's in there. Right. And so the only thing I'm missing is one large steel tube. Really nice. Okay, so that gets us our power systems online. Yeah, the only thing we don't really have is defense. I just need to get those other thrusters in. So while we're waiting for some of this stuff to finish manufacturing, let's go ahead. We're going to set up some groups really quick. Call that our thruster group. And I generally put something like all or whatever in there. Turn those off. I don't need those to be anywhere in there. We're going to pick up our batteries. Actually, I should make that plural, so when I start running scripts, if I decide to run any scripts on here, we'll be able to differentiate. Okay, yes, I want them on the inventory screen. I do not want them on config. I do not want them on terminal. Okay. Ore detector is going to be maximum range. Broadcast is set up. And then, is that right? No. There we go. And that's just so I can actually control them without having to worry too much about what's going on with them. Connector is fine, landing gear is fine, cargo container. Don't need those on, yes, don't need them in terminal. Ore detector, gyroscope. Don't need that on toolbar. Don't need it in terminal. Don't need you in toolbar. Don't need you in terminal. And then do I need that in toolbar? I don't think I need that in toolbar. Really? Where are you guys at? Okay, so why am I not able to shoot you when I'm on the ground? Look at that. It's like... Okay. Am I going nuts, or... Let's try this. All right, let's bring you around this way and let the guys up front deal with you. Come here. How come you guys are able to shoot them and I'm not? What's up with that? Probably have to go reload all of my defensive turrets now. Right. Engine software coding? Yeah. Yeah, so I've actually recently gotten into the code side of development. I've been playing around with Unity and C#. I had been originally playing around with C++. C# so much easier. C++ is overkill for almost everything, unless you're actually coding like full-on engines. My opinion, at least. Let's go. Hey, look, Sims is taking out. Oh, look. Oh, they're bombing the Sims building. See, I told you, Sims pisses everybody off, man. They don't care. They kill them all. Oh. So, just steel tube, you're missing. Okay. So let's get that's a reactor. We'll get the other gyro welded up. Get that welded up. So we definitely want that to hang around for a bit. Can I might be able to put the spotlight in there. You guys ended up being further out front than I wanted, so we will do this. And there. Get that welded up, get this welded up. And this way you can see a little bit more of what's going on with the ship. Hopefully, at least. C# and C++, yeah. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun learning the Unity system, honestly. I've built a couple of the, like just the training course programs. I've done, what games did I do? I built a skiing game. I built a, just like a little quiz puzzle thing where you can actually build new questions and stuff. The questions are actually scriptable objects. And so you can actually fill out all of the details of it directly in the editor. You don't have to go out and know how to create all of it. You just right click, create new one in the folder. Works surprisingly well. Okay, and now like I said, most of these blocks are actually going to get ground off. I'm just leaving them there for right now. Okay, and that's what we have inventory wise. We're going to actually clear all of this off for just a second. Your reactor, okay. Your gyro, you're done. So we're going to add that. And then we're going to add those back in. We're going to go drop the stuff that I picked up out of the inventory back into the inventory. Drop that off for now. And come on. Am I completely out of... Nope, I should have all the parts then. You're telling me you can't withdraw one motor. Why are you... Alright. Space engineers. You are gonna drive me nuts. Alright. We'll see if we're actually one motor short. Yeah, level 1 quest editor. So I'm actually getting to the point where that's what I'm starting to do is needing to build in engine, like in editor specific editor dedicated utilities and tools. I've been putting off learning it a little bit. I've had so many other things. I just really don't have time to sit down and do that particular portion. But I'll get there eventually. It's fun. I've been having a lot of fun learning that system. Playing around with the mechanics of it and everything. Alright, so you're all welded up, you're welded up. What I may do is come back and add a couple of blocks on either side of that just to give us a slightly better attachment. Alright, so I'll add 4 of those. That's going to get the solar cells. Let's go grab something to drink. And I'm trying to get this done in one session. I would really like to get it all as a single shot, you know? Just grab one of those. Okay, and where's the burger? Burger sounds amazing right now. That's what I think I'll do. Which one? There's a bunch of them that I follow. Code Monkey actually does some pretty good stuff. Let's see, and then we'll do the 2x1 ramp here, and then do half blocks all the way down, and then taper it at the bottom. Sebastian, yes, I've actually seen some of Sebastian's stuff. There was a UI tutorial that he did, like for actually building an in-game UI system, specifically for your tool sets, I believe it was. And I want to say Sebastian's one of the folks that may be part of GameDev.tv. I may be confusing him with someone else. There's also a channel called, I want to say Code Beauty or something like that. She does amazing stuff. Like, but she's on the C++ side, so she's hardcore coding. So definitely, if you want to learn more about that side of it, don't forget the other gyro. Oh, thank you. Actually, I thought, didn't I weld it up? Ah, no. Thank you. Good catch. He does procedural generation. Nice. Who was the other guy? There was one guy who does C tutorials. That is just insane stuff. Like, he actually did one of the tutorials he did was Windows command line coding with C++, and does a ray casted 3D like Doom style map system from the command line. It's like, what? Just completely nuts. Absolutely amazing stuff. But yeah, there's some just amazing people in the space right now, and it's a really good time for folks if they're interested in getting involved in stuff like this. It's just, there's so many resources available, and everything from formal classes to informal stuff to YouTube. It's just like, yep. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what you really have to do anymore, you know. You just really can't ever just stop. I mean, that's definitely not a bad situation to be in. So, okay, so we're gonna do, that's gonna be the 2 by there, and we're gonna just run these down here. And I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna do this. This is so much easier with Bob involved. Hey John, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, from the command line. It was crazy. And he's just like, you know, we're gonna do something crazy. It's kind of stupid. It's like, it is really, really impressive. And then he basically continued that series for a while. Where he's like, so now that we've got the map and everything figured out, it's like, here's how you build all of your wall collision. But he was doing surface collision, and it was just like, yeah, it was just absolutely crazy. I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it over to you. But he does, like, he's built Tetris from the command line, just all sorts of stuff. So let's go steel plate, which is fine. Do that. I know it's kind of cheesy, isn't it? And you are actually too far up. Okay, and then for here, we're going to go with the other option. Alright, and that should be the ship basically done, I think. Only thing that should still be missing are the reactor. The landing gear is incomplete. Okay. Landing gear is the only thing incomplete, right? Yeah, and the 2 small reactors. Okay. How's the landing gear incomplete? Oh, it's because it's that landing gear. I forgot about you. Okay. Alright. Let's fire this thing up. We're going to go ahead and get some of this stuff. Where is thrusters? Toggle block on and off. We want our batteries. We're going to have this go to the recharge mode. And then reactors we can't do anything with because they're not active yet. So from here, we'll go landing gear. We want you to switch lock. Alright. Everything looks like it's turned on. We'll find out in a second because we're about to cut this beast loose. There it is. And that's how you do a build in an hour and a half. Well, enjoy. I think we're mostly done at this point. We have our working ship. We have forward, left, we have laterals, ascent and descent controls. Make sure the gyros are working. Yes, gyros are working. You never know. If anyone's been around this channel long enough, you know I have a tendency of doing stupid crap. Alright. And there we go. We now have a small to moderate hauler. It's got a lot of stuff on it. And now I just need to get some piping over here so that we can actually get everything charged up, which is why we have the solar panels on it. But I think that is going to do it for us today. I'm going to thank everybody for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun hanging out, chatting with you. As always, if you have any questions or things related to Space Engineers or any of the other games on the channel, I know it's been kind of quiet with some of the other games. We're going to be bringing some other stuff back to the channel in the near future. But if you have any questions, suggestions, whatever, always feel free to reach out to me. You can either leave it in the community tab on the channel. You can hit it down in the comments section, or you can even find me over on social media, over on like Twitter or Minds. Hit me up on any of those and I'll do my best to reply back to you. So, and the worst case, it'll be up in the next video. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. We should be back on Friday for more Space Engineers. Hope to see you here. And if not, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If so, we'll see you then. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. We're going to hide in here for a little bit. Sit down, chill, and relax.